Hi, everybody. Welcome to Stamping with Melva. Just to give me a minute, get myself organized and live on my Facebook group as well. Just takes a minute for everything to kind of sync across, but I think I'm there now. There we go. All right. So, hi, everybody. Welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. Now, it's Thursday, and I don't usually go live on Thursday nights, but once a month, at the end of the month, I go live and share 3 cards that will be the thank you make and take kit that I send out for orders in the next month. So for July, if you place an order of $50 or more, you will get one of these make and take kits that includes the supplies you need to make 3 cards. You need to use your own stamps, but I supply the cardstock and designer series paper, and the kits are ready to go. And if your order's over $75, I include embellishments that you can use on your card. So tonight I am using the Golden Greenery. It's a mega suite that is coming out next week. Next Wednesday, you will be able to get your hands on this mega suite or some of the products that are in it. It's so amazing. It has 2 stamp sets. Actually, it has 2 bundles and an extra stamp set. It has designer series paper, vellum, and embellishments and ribbon. That's why, hey Karen, hey Marjorie, that's why it's called a mega suite. It's really lovely, all in greens and definitely Christmassy. Although the one stamp set, so there's one stamp set that is greetings of the season, that is all holiday greetings, and then there's a second stamp set that is everyday greetings, I think it's called, that is just kind of greetings that you're going to use over and over and over again. So you're going to want to add that on. So I'm going to make 3 cards tonight. And as I said, that will be part of the make and take kit. But I want to show you this suite before we get started. Okay, so, and my camera is, let's get this camera back. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay, so this is the first stamp set. So this is called Golden Greenery. The images are only 75%, so they are much bigger than what they appear, and it's 2-step stamping. So you have some great boughs and other kinds of leaves. These are actually bells. When I first looked at it, I thought they were salt and pepper shakers. I don't know why, but they kind of look like that. So it's 2-step stamping, a big bell and a little bell, and then some berries. And then the dies, of course, you have the dies to cut out these images. But you have some extra dies. So these little boughs, you have some, you can cut out some berries. What else have you got? And then you've got some other sprigs, leaves that you can use. It's a really nice stamp set. The other cool thing is, and I'll show you somewhere I have cut some of these out, the designer series paper, you can cut out the images using the dies. I love it when Stampin' Up! Thinks of us to do that. If you don't like to fussy cut, then you've got the dies. And then you have, somewhere I'm missing a tag. So this is called Greetings of the Season. This is a stamp set. Come on. So perfect. Like this, you're going to use this over and over again as well with all of these holiday sentiments. And then the dies that go with this are absolutely amazing. It's all tags, all different shapes and sizes of tags, from this really big one down to a little oval one. Well, I guess that's oval. I don't know, rounded rectangle, I guess maybe. So all sorts of shapes that you can use for tags. You're going to use these, like I said, over and over and over again. I didn't pull the other stamp set that's part of this, which is called Everyday Greetings, I think, because I'm not using it tonight. This is the paper. It's absolutely stunning in all greens. So one side is kind of all greens, mossy meadow, old olive. There's some gold. This is my absolute favorite with the gold foil in it. Very vanilla is the color, although these kind of look white, but I think it's very vanilla. So you've just got some stripes, just an all over leaf pattern. Look at this check. It's so lovely. and then another all over leaf. So all the lovely greens. Some of these you can use all year round. They don't have to be for Christmas. In fact, I don't know that any of these are necessarily Christmassy. And then the other side, you have this gorgeous, a specialty paper with the gold foil. Look at these bells. So these you can cut out. I don't know if you can cut that one out, but maybe. No, not that one. But these, probably the bells. I haven't tried the bells. Then you've got some little, these are not polka dots, they're little diamonds, again in the gold foil. Oblong, that's a good word, Karen, oblong. And then this is, I think, the one that cuts out the dies. You can cut that and that out from this piece of paper. I love it when they do that. Look at this one, absolutely stunning in the gold. And then there's a gold polka dot one. Pretty paper. Like I said, I don't think it's necessarily for Christmas. All right. I did not pull the ribbon. It's a wide, it's about 3/4 inch wide satin ribbon. Hey, Nancy. Hey, Pam. That comes with the bundle. I pulled another one that's an online exclusive. This one is the woven ribbon that is in vanilla, and I'm going to use that one. It's just a little bit thinner. It's a 1/4 inch. The other one is 3/4 of an inch. So it's great for boxes and making, you know, if you wanted to make a really big bow for a wreath or something, it works really well. And then these are the cherry cobbler and pearl adhesive backed berries. So you get the berries in 2 colors. It's kind of hard to see. There we go, the berries for your cards. So that's part of the bundle anyway. So we're going to go ahead and make 3 cards. I went ahead and cut out some of the pieces. So I cut some of these bows out and some pieces from the designer series paper. I've got another one, this one I cut out as well. So we'll use those as we go on our cards. So getting my paper trimmer. This is the first card. So this is just going to be just a kind of regular card. I'm not using the tags on this one, but we'll use some designer series paper. So this is Mossy Meadow. It's 5.5 by 8.5. Oh, hey, Nancy from Texas. Another Nancy. I have 2 Nancys watching, but one's local, or fairly local to me. All right, so Mossy Meadow. And then I've got a piece of Very Vanilla. As I said, the color on this designer series paper has both. So this one has white, but then there is Very Vanilla on this one. So it's a mix, and that's kind of cool to use the mix. I know we tend to, if you're like me, you tend to stick to one or the other, but it's kind of fun to mix them. So I've cut a piece of Mossy Meadow. So this piece of Very Vanilla is 4 inches by 5.25. This piece of Mossy Meadow is 2.25 by 5.25. And then the designer series paper is 2 inches by 4 inches. Hey, Connie, welcome. This is one of my go-to layouts. I don't know, I always go back to this layout. So we're going to just do this. I'm going to keep this card fairly simple, but I'm going to find a sentiment that is going to go just down there on the bottom. These sentiments are at 85%. So if you're looking for a sentiment, you do need to kind of test it out and see how big it is so that you can fit it on your where you want it to go. I'm trying to find one that will. New Year. No, I don't want it to be New Year. Happy. Will this fit? Will these fit? Happy will fit. I don't know if holidays will fit. Maybe I can make it fit. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to do Happy Holidays. And I'm going to stamp it in Mossy Meadow. So let's put that on like that. Get another block. I was going to try and fit them both on one block, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, so before I glue this down, I'm going to stamp, not upside down. I love this paper, this check. So this says Holidays. So we'll just stamp this down here in the bottom right corner. Oh, it is Mossy Meadow. For a minute, I thought I had grabbed Garden Green. That would have worked. Okay, and then we'll just stamp happy above it. And now we can figure out where to put this piece. Like I said, it tends to be a go-to layout for me. I go back to this one a lot because I really love the designer series paper. You can put this piece in the middle. You can put it on the edge like I did. Now this is that woven ribbon. So I am going to see if I can tie a bow. So let's see if we can tie a bow. My thought is I was going to try and tie a bow, but I think I'm just going to wrap this around here. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to wrap it around twice. So let's get my Stampin' Seal. And we'll, come on, you can, brand new Stampin' Seal. All right, there we go. The new refills, when you put them in, they almost kind of slide back. At least that's what I find. So I'm going to put this over a little bit because I'm going to put two stripes of ribbon down like that. And I need some more Stampin' Seal. Come back. Like that. Get that in place. Kind of put it even. There we go. Like that. Oh, and of course I don't have enough. I didn't pull it all the way across. Okay, there we go. Okay. So now we've got our two stripes of ribbon. Now, I am going to use dimensionals on this. This ribbon is quite thick, and I just think if I try and use Stampin' Seal, which is what I tend to use when I've got ribbon, just I find I want to make sure that it's going to hold, especially when it's like this. So I am going to, one of the tricks with this is to take a piece of tear and tape and just kind of run it across the ends of that ribbon so it doesn't come undone. And because I'm not using Stampin' Seal on the back, I'm using dimensionals. This ribbon is quite thick. So if you start adding too many layers, you might find, at least here in Canada, that you have to add some postage to your envelope. So I try not to make it too thick. All right, now I'm going to, so like I said, this card's going to be pretty simple. I'm not going to put any die cuts or anything, but I am going to just tie that. I wonder if I can do this. Nope, I'm just going to tie a knot. I thought maybe I could tie a bow, but I didn't leave myself. So we'll just do this, kind of add a little interest. Like that. See? And then we'll cut that off like that. And now somewhere I have a piece of very vanilla that is 4 inches by 5 1/4. So let's just grab our golden greenery. So we'll just do a little bit of stamping. No, not that one. I want the detailed one. So remember this set is the 2-step stamping. So you have one that has kind of a solid image to it and one that's got the more detailed. So we're just going to take and do this. So stamp once, stamp twice, just so it looks like it's got kind of the boughs behind it. So like I said, this is a really easy card that I think is very pretty and that you could reproduce over and over again if you wanted to. Now I'm going to use the white. So they call them cherry cobbler and pearl berries. but I'm just going to use the single berries and just add some embellishments on there like that. So that's a really easy card that you could reproduce if you needed to make a whole bunch of Christmas cards and still wanted to make them pretty. So that's card number 1 with that on the inside. Okay, let's move on to card number 2. So for this one, I pulled a piece of Old Olive, and this is 4 1/4 by 11. And make sure we score it, not cut it. And hold into the mountain or the raised line. I have 3 bone folders here, and you'd think I could find them. Okay, so I cut a piece of this. I really love this designer series paper. It's got the little polka dots on the back. I think they're in green. They kind of look gold for a minute, but I think they're green. So this is 3 3/4 by 5. And then I cut a piece of Very Vanilla that is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, I think. Yeah, 5 1/8. So you just have a peekaboo of the Very Vanilla behind the designer series paper. I was fine when I did it, just like put it on without the designer series paper. I just felt like it kind of got lost. So this is just a little peekaboo, of color. Let's see if I can get it on straight. Put it like the right way around. You could put pecan pie or something with this. So I'm going to wrap the ribbon around because there is just a pop of the kind of pecan pie in there, or you could use early espresso if you wanted to add a different color. If you're not a real green fan, I love greens, but if you wanted to break up the color a little bit, you could do that. I also love cherry cobbler with Old Olive. That was one of the first colors, ink pads I bought, was that early espresso, cherry cobbler, and Old Olive. And I made my Christmas cards the very first year I found Stampin' Up! 2010, I think. All right, so I'm going to just use again a little bit more because I'm using dimensionals. I don't often use dimensionals to put my main first layer on with, but this ribbon is quite thick, so I'm just kind of feeling like it won't lay very flat if you just tried to use glue or Stampin' Seal. All right, so this is going to go on like that. Okay, so I went ahead and cut out 2 of the tags that are this. I don't know what that shape is, but it's got the points on both ends. So the tags have the holes already cut in them, which is great. Hey, Donna, welcome. Yeah, Marjorie, I do think that they look like salt and pepper. That's the first thing I saw when I saw those. I saw salt and pepper shakers. Okay, so we're gonna again use no, we're not going to use that. We're going to use Old Olive. If I can find my Old Olive, there it is. Now I am going to so I'm going to kind of layer these when I put them on, and I'm going to put one of the boughs or something at the top. So when I stamp my sentiment, I'm going to stamp it low on my tag. So what shall we, will this fit? There we go. Season's greetings. Like I said, if you didn't want to make Christmas cards with this or holiday cards, you could absolutely use the other set of sentiments that are in the Everyday Greetings one that is an add-on to this bundle. Okay, so we've got Season's Greetings. Now, that ribbon will not go through, so I am just going to take glue dots. and attach this tag, and I'm going to attach them. Let's see, how am I going to attach them? Do I want them that way? I think that way. All right, so we're going to attach them like that. I'm not sure there's a right way and a wrong way, so we're just going to attach them like that, and then I'm going to use dimensionals to pop it up onto the card, and you can use your dimensionals to kind of hold that in place. Donna, if I didn't say hello, sorry, I saw you and I just don't remember whether I said hello. I got distracted by Marjorie's comment about the salt and pepper shakers, so if I didn't say hello, welcome. All right, so that's going to go on like that. And then there are two different sizes of these bows. So I'm just going to use the smaller size. Oopsie, there we go. Come on, you. I've got a little bit, one of my bits that doesn't want to go away. All right, so I guess that's kind of mistletoe. So I'm just going to trim that stem off a little bit. All right, I'm going to just take and attach that bow using a glue dot. I'm a huge fan of glue dots. If you don't use them, you don't know what you're missing. They are amazing adhesive. Just kind of, you can just kind of put it where you want, or if it's too big, the glue dot is kind of too big, you can kind of take it in your fingers and roll it and make it the size. All right, so I am going to use the berries on this one. So I'm going to use these 3 red berries right there at the top, and maybe just one. I like odd numbers, so I've got 3 there. There we go. Okay. Yeah, Adam, Connie, there are always out for me. I love glue dots. Okay, I'm going to use that same stamp with the bow, this time in Old Olive. So let's just clean the mossy meadow. Hey, Roberta, welcome. All right, so we're going to again stamp full strength and then half strength in Old Olive this time. And put this one on. I love this sweet. It's just so pretty. I'm not sure it feels, I don't know, it's not very summery out there. I usually, you know, Christmas cards in July is when it's hot, but this does feel a little early. We're still in June. All right, so there is the second card that will be part of the thank you kit. So now I have one more card to make. This again is Old Olive. So I don't know about you. Do you have a favorite layout or favorite fold for your card base? I tend to do tent fold, which is what this is, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. I tend to do that versus the 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. I do both, but this one seems to be my favorite. What about you guys? What kind of cards do you typically make? Tent fold or booklet fold? You know, maybe there's not a preference out there. All right, so I'm mixing the colors up on this one. So I've got Old Olive for the card base. I've got a piece of Mossy Meadow, and then I cut this large die. And then I thought I had cut a cut, but I didn't. But that's okay. We'll be fine. I thought I'd cut another tag, but I didn't. So the first thing we're going to do is on this piece of Mossy Meadow, I'm going to do some tone on tone. Okay, so Nancy does book fold. Yeah. Donna does book fold. Easier to stand up. Okay. Since I watched you've been using this one more often. Interesting. Yeah. I don't know. I love the tent fold. Don't know why, but I do. All right, I'm going to take this one Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep it the same as I've been doing. I'm going to just stamp. I want to create a frame around the outside of my card. So I'm just stamping tone on tone with this bow. So this is Mossy Meadow, and I'm stamping in Mossy Meadow. And just kind of, there we go. Just to create some interest. I could have embossed it using an embossing folder, but I thought I'd do some stamping on it. So that's going to go on like that. That's going to go on like that. And then we have some more of these. Now I cut quite a few things out, but I won't use them all. I am going to use these bows. So if you go and cut some extra pieces and you don't use them, just put them in your stamp case, and then you can use them on other projects. Then you've always got them. I find if I keep them in at one point I kept them in like a clear envelope, and then and outside of the stamp case, and then I just never managed to remember to go back to them. So if I put them in the stamp case, then I'm reminded when I pull it out that I have some die cuts to use. Now this one I didn't do a very good job on die cutting. I have a little bit more white, so if you find that the die slips, you can always just kind of do a little bit of cleanup around it and cut some of that white off. It's going to be hidden in my case because I'm going to layer some things over it. So just trim that off a little bit. And then I've got this piece. There we go. So it's even got some shaded spruce in it. So it's kind of cool, all the greens that they've combined. So I've got lots of layers here. All right, I'm going to use glue dots because it's easy to do. If you've got little die cuts that you cut out as you're getting ready for your cards, take them and stick them onto the glue dots. And it is a great way so that you don't lose them, because I'm notorious for losing my die cuts after I've cut them out, and then they go missing. Oopsie, and then my glue dot fell off. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of just start sticking them. And if you have a hard time getting the glue dots lifted up, just use your tape, the pointy end, the piercing end of your take your pick tool. Let's see. Come on. There's a different green in there, and then I'll top it off with that bow. Now, I am going to make an attempt to tie a ribbon, or tie a bow with this ribbon. Put all my extra pieces into a Ziploc, and yeah, that works too. That's a really good idea. Or a Ziploc bag, or a clear envelope if you use the Stampin' Up! Clear envelopes. That works. This does tie nicely. Like I said, it's quite thick, but it actually ties. It's quite a nice little bow. So we will use that. All right, and then I will use a glue dot. I find what they went. Last week I dropped my roll of glue dots on the floor, and the whole roll, well, actually it wasn't the whole roll, it was part of a roll, not too many left, thankfully, went rolling across the floor. So I thought, well, I could, and they were sticking to the floor. Oh, what a mess it was. So that I just picked them up. There wasn't that many left, so they just went into my recycle bin. Never fails. All right, and then I'm going to use dimensionals for this tag. All I need now is, I always like tags at an angle. I don't know why. So I'm going to put that tag at an angle. And now I've got a piece for the inside. And let's do some stamping. Let's do it in Mossy Meadow. And I want a long, thin Sentiment. So what I do like about these sentiments is you can build the sentiments. So you can combine them to say, you know, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. There's even the ampersand signs, which is really cool. So I am going to do Merry Christmas. But before I do, I'm going to cut my very vanilla cardstock to 1/2 inch wide, because that will be plenty. And yes, you saw it first here. Melva didn't fussy cut her sentiments. Not on one card tonight did I do any fussy cutting. I know. Wow. Who knew that that was even possible? All right. So I've got both of these on. I'm going to just stamp, and I'm just going to pick up, I'm going to ink up the Christmas to start. And so we'll stamp the Christmas first. And oh, I didn't do a very good job of that. So let's try that again. Stamp up the Christmas. That's better. And then we'll stamp the Merry on this end. I'm going to cut these apart. There we go. Oh, and let's stamp our boughs on the inside of our card while we've got the mossy meadow out. So stamp once, stamp twice. I love generational stamping, or stamping off, just to get that. I think it is, Connie. I think it's a first. I don't, it doesn't happen very often. I usually fussy cut something. Not tonight. Wow. Okay. Where's my scissors? They're here. Okay, so, oh, darn. Okay, I'll use the first one, even though it's not perfect. The second one, I missed part of the S. Darn. Okay, so I'm going to cut the words apart, and let's trim that. So 1/2 inch, and then that was about, oh gosh, let's actually cut it straight. Okay, 1/2 inch by 3 inches is plenty to cut those. You could put them together and stamp it together if you wanted to, as opposed to inking them up separately, or inking them up and stamping them separately like I did. So we will. All right, I'm going to put that there. And okay, so I'm going to put this one so it's kind of off the bottom. I've got this popped up one end. Because my tag is popped up, I'm going to have to double stack the dimensional on this one end. So just, you can just take a second dimensional and stick right on top of that other one, and then it will not kind of sag. It'll be at the same height, more or less, and that doesn't look straight. Then the last thing we need are some, I think I'm going to use red again, or cherry cobbler. I'm just going to put those berries on like that, and we'll put some berries there. Okay, now inside of the card's done. Let's bring, first of all, Betty's not on tonight, but there we go, Betty. I am managing to put my lid on my glue. All right, so these are the 3 cards that will be part of the thank you. Gosh, and how come we have got, that went really high. I have no idea why I suddenly have gone high. I don't know when that happened, but there we go. I'll bring this up a little bit. So there's that was the last card we did. That was the second card. And then that simple card that you could reproduce for the first card. Okay. Hopefully. Oh, it did that when my phone rang. Okay, there we go. Yeah, phone in the middle of a live doesn't work. It does weird things to your technology. That was TELUS calling me. I don't know what they want. They keep calling me and they want to sell me something. I keep ignoring them. So, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and sticking with me as I show you this amazing golden granary suite. So if you are a demonstrator and you haven't ordered this, you might want to order it. It is available in the pre-order until next Wednesday, when it will be available for everybody to order. It is an online exclusive, and so we don't know exactly how long they're going to last. They'll never appear in the catalog. So if you really love this, you want to get it into your shopping cart as quickly as you can. So that's next Wednesday. And if you order this, you will get this set of make and take cards. So if you order it in my online store. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. Now, I will be live on Saturday like I normally am at 11. I know it's the long weekend here in Canada. It's coming up on, oh, hey, Catherine, I missed it. I'm trying to follow two different screens, and so I keep missing comments. So hi, Catherine. Yeah, so I will be live on Saturday. I know it's a long weekend here because of Canada Day on Monday, and so maybe not everybody will be around, but you can always watch on the replay. Nancy, my favorite, is the last one too. All right, thanks for joining me, and we will see you Saturday. Happy stamping. Bye.